What is up, Toffers? Conrad here, and welcome to the second episode of FileMation Editor Devlog. Let's go and have a look at what we'll be showing today, shall we? All face properties are now editable and update data from mission file to editor and vice versa. N-sided Shape Brush Inspector now works. It allows to switch between align by vertices and align by sides. You can also easily change the number of sides. Gimbal-based rotation gizmo, which is now sticking to DromEd coordinates. Symmetry and center-oriented drawing functions. Polygons, cells, and solid world display. WorldRep is now updated after portalization. And you can now delete brushes, handy. So, that was for a short summary, and now let's go into everything in details, shall we? So in the previous video, when you watched the texture properties, it was only read-only. Only read-only. So right now it's reading, not only reading from a file, but also it's writing to it. So let me show for an example, yes. So we have a brush here, and let's just choose maybe bottom. And let's just choose some texture, yes. Brick floor, number 3. After hitting game mode, we will have portalization run automatically. And now Alt plus E, so we can quit that. Yeah, so let's maybe try changing something else now. Like rotation, maybe 45. By the way, you can click by, you can use mouse to choose game mode, but you can also choose Alt plus G, but you need to do it twice. First to choose the menu, then to choose the menu entry. So it's rotated, yes. So it works. Now, just to give you a little bit more details, here are the UI elements we have in DromEd, and here are the FileMation editor. Here you have U and V values. Here there are in FileMation editor, and also you have scale and rotation in the same places. And you have the align mode here, and in the editor it's just here. So when you change the alignment to brush, let's say, then it's hiding this rotation parameter, and you have also extended mode with this additional parameter of XY scale here. Yes, so the corresponding UI should be here, yes, yeah, it's S and T, and you have S and T here. So that's how it works. Next on the list is editing of n-sided brushes. Here you can see Thief's Holiday 2004 from Iandros. We have some end-sided brushes here. There are two different brushes combined, so maybe let's go find some singular. Oh, there are two also, but it should be more visible, maybe. In DromEd, you should, if you want to change the alignment, you need to create a new brush from scratch. Yes, and here you can change dynamically from sides to vertices, and it's updating here. And again, sides and vertices. And the same is with the number of sides. Here we have 8 sides. I will change it to more, 9, 10, etc. So it's still keeping the alignment and it's updating the number of sides. So you don't have to create it from scratch like in DromEd, yes. So it's awesome. Should be more convenient. There were changes to rotation gizmo. In the previous video, the rotation gizmo was a little bit different. Now we have everything implemented, let's say Gimbal based. It's because of DromEd values or dark engine values. We did a mistake last time. We calculated those DromEd values or dark engine values to those values here in this environment. This is Qt 3D. Yeah, and it was generating different problems. Not only floating point based problems, but really different issues. Not going into details. So now now what we do, we have those rotation numbers directly reflecting the same values like in DromEd. And it appears that in DromEd you have gimbal based rotations. So somehow they move a little bit different than you saw it in the previous video. Previously, you had all of those rotations like being on the same axis, and now those axes are relative actually. Main axis is this, I guess so. Yes, this one is z dimension, and it's when you rotate it, you are rotating also y and x gizmos. Not to confuse this with dimensions. You're not rotating those dimensions, but those gizmos are rotated, just like in gimbals, and that's why it's called gimbal-based rotation. So that's how it works in DromEd actually, and now we can see how it actually works. In DromEd you don't have those indicators, and you can only guess how DromEd editor is handling all of this. You can visualize in your head. But yeah, here you can see how it works. And those values are directly stored to the file, and no more problems. So now it should work much better. Next two things on the list are center-oriented drawing functions. When I hit Control, like now, I'm having this center-based drawing. I can draw the base of the brush this way, and also I can decide to draw the height traditionally, but I can also hit Ctrl again here, and I'm having this center-based drawing also here. But there's also symmetry. When I enable this with Shift now, it's drawing the bases symmetrically. Then I can also have this for the height of the brush, or I can decide to not do this. I can mix them also. I can have this center-oriented drawing right now, clicking Ctrl. And I can also hit Shift, and I'm having this both of the functions at the same time. Now it's both the functions, and now it's only center-based. Now it's only symmetrically drawing, and now it's both of the functions. And now it's only symmetrically drawing. So that's how it works. Let's maybe see with cylinder. Why not? So let's draw some columns on each of those edges of this brush. So I can now start drawing, and I'm hitting Ctrl and I'm hitting Shift. I have this nice symmetrical center-oriented basis of the cylinder. And now when I release left mouse button, I'm choosing the height, and I can do the same in other places, yes. In the future, we should have this simple function for cloning. So that won't be the best example when we will have cloning. Actually, cloning should be pretty simple to implement, but we are focused on different things now. And we should also have some kind of snapping. Right now, maybe you see you have this snapping. The pointer marker is, mouse pointer marker is snapped to the edges of the brush. But soon we should also have snapping to when drawing. So it should somehow help you with, for example, snapping this height to the height of the other brush. Yes. So, but to present this center-oriented drawing, I think this is a nice example. Something like this. Yes. Next thing on the list is probably the most exciting, because we are not only drawing wireframes now, we have also 3 new layers. The first one is polygons. Let's hide wireframe for now. So it's showing you the solid world, or WorldRep, world representation. So each polygon is represented in a different color. At least it tries to. So sometimes colors are repeated. And if you are familiar with the engine, you have also cells in the dark engine. So those are cells. And here again are polygons. As for a solid world with textures, Yeah, it's not really finished now, but we have textures, yes. So you can see textures, but we need to work on U and V values of those textures. Actually, texture coordinates, you can also call them. And if we decipher that, then we will have those textures displayed correctly. It shouldn't be that much of time, but actually I thought it would be much easier, but I don't know, it's not working out of the box, and I don't really know how it works for now, but I need to spend a little bit more time on it. But yeah, something works, yes. We have the shape of the world and we have textures, so one big step forward. And let's also have a look on polygons of Malazar's tower. Why not? And some other missions. Now, we achieved something like portalization update. When you call the portalization in DromEd, like now I created some new brush here, and I will hit the portalization here, which will call the DromEd. Now we have those updates here in Fun Mission Editor. Let's maybe play around and have some more stuff. So current objectives are to work on those UV, also known as texture coordinate values, and also to work on object system and link system. And as for issues, there are, as always, many different issues, but one that is the most annoying for this moment is the raycasting or ray tracing is causing issues. Like if you see now we have 60 FPS, yes, for this scene, which is pretty nice. But when I move mouse, it's shooting ray tracing in all those places, so that we can have these selections, selections. So if you check this bottom right corner, it is showing you this is hardly 5 FPS. So yeah, that's kind of issue, and actually it's related to the fact that the code is quite old, and I will be focused on rewriting it to something like layer-based ray tracing. Like it works pretty similar. Like if you have those render layers here, so if you hide something, it's completely omitted from the render. And with raycast, it works the same. So since we will be basing this on the engine we are using, it should work efficiently and it should have this issue solved. So that's it for this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we see you guys next time.